Right, the cycle of behavior. Everything starts with the scenario. The scenario is the what is going on. How we approach our scenario will be determined by our motivation. Is it positive or negative? Our motivation, 80% of which comes from our expectation. What do we expect to happen? And our expectations can come from our visualization. What does our mind see happening in the future? Now, our expectations and visualizations stem from our beliefs. Our beliefs are things that we hold true, things that we're taught and we have learnt. They are not necessarily true. Now, our beliefs can be inspired or hindered by our neuro associations. Neuroassociations being how our brain links up symbols or things that we see or things that we hear. So if I say knife, you think of a knife. If I say a big angry man is running towards you, that will create a belief and a visualization and an expectation. We've got 3 tools in our fear management arsenal, one being false expectations appearing real and false evidence appearing real. False evidence are external stimuli, for example, things that we see and things that we hear. False expectations appearing real is the video or the movie in our brain that's playing some negative reality that portrays our death, doom and destruction and holds us back in the moment. The third one is fear, so again, failure expected, action required, which basically means something's about to go wrong, I need to do something about it. This is the fear loop. To get out of the fear loop, we have a door. It's the challenged and threatened door. If you're in the fear loop, you're threatened. The way to get out of the fear loop is first of all recognize that you're in it and get challenged, and we have tools that can help us with that, our 3 Ps, our directive and the golden rules. And once you're challenged, you need to start coming up with a plan. And the first one is GAR. This stands for goal, action, result. Now the goal, and this is a very, very basic plan. So for example, the scenario could be my house is on fire. The goal would be not to be burnt alive. Action required, get outside the house, and the result is I'm now at safety. Or the scenario could be house is on fire, the goal is not to be burnt alive. Action, don't be in the room where the fire is, and the result is I'm still in the house that's on fire. So this is a very, very basic level of a plan. Once you've got your basic plan, you need to devise your own real plan. Now this could take 30 seconds, it could take an hour, a week, a month. It all depends on what the scenario is. Once you've come up with your plan, you need to review it. With the hyphen means to look at the plan with fresh eyes, to look at it like you have just seen it for the first time. Once you've reviewed your plan, you make a conscious decision to implement that plan. This is a conscious decision to go with your plan. Once you've made that decision to go with your plan, you need to stay in the present. What happened in the past, happened in the past. What might happen in the future, might happen. Past and future, these things come into false evidence appearing real, false expectations appearing real, or erroneous beliefs. They might happen again, or they might happen in the future. We need to stay current for the current scenario. So once you've made the decision to implement your plan, once you've decided to stay in the present and only concern that, the next step is action. That's when actor and actor become one, and your plan is enacted and we bring the scenario to a conclusion. Now there are 2 other ways to navigate the cycle of behavior. The first one is going from scenario straight back to action. Now that only happens when you are highly trained or highly experienced at that particular scenario. And the third way through the cycle of behavior is what's called the duress path. So if you're in the fear loop, you can end up at action through duress. Basically means success through either dumb luck or by accident. So if you're wrestling with a bad guy and you accidentally elbow him in the head and he falls over and you get to safety, you've successfully navigated through the scenario, but it was done in duress. And that basically, in a nutshell, is the cycle of behavior.